Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about everything supplies. So about which ones to select, how to choose the right sizes, and really how to take care of your cards, which is very important for new collectors and older collectors. There's a lot of different sizes, there's a lot of different products, and I kind of want to give my recommendations as well and kind of talk about different sets that fit in the right sizes. We have a lot of people that come through our store and they kind of come to the shelf behind me and they look and they don't really know what to choose and what cards that go in which. So I'm going to do my best to help you and talk about just some of the basics that get overlooked in this hobby. So first things first, we have your penny sleeves or soft sleeves. There's all different types of brands. We have Platinum Protectors here, Vulcan, and Beckett. The standard size right here is going to put the majority of your cards into. So before we do anything else, we are going to go and put our card in the penny sleeve before we put it in the top loader. So always put it in the penny sleeve before in the top loader. We're going to start with our standard size, which is 35 point. Right here we have Platinum Protectors. There's all kinds of brands. There's Ultra Pro, Vulcan, Platinum, Beckett, BCW. It really just is preference and then also what you have access to. So basically, all trading cards are going to go in this top loader right here. So Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, any really paper thin cards are going to go in your standard 35 point top loader. Alright, so we're going to grab that here. When you put in the card in, you always want to kind of put the edge in first, just to make sure it's in there before you slide it in. And then it should go right in there, just tap it, and boom, you're right here. So for sports cards, really all your standard kind of paper sports cards, right here we have a Topps card and a Heritage card. That should fit nicely right in the 35 point. So now we're going to move on to our Chrome cards. So, anything football, Select, Optic, Prism. Here we have Bowman Chrome, Topps Chrome. That's going to go in your 55 point. So really the points are just as they go up, the thickness of the top loader is what's going to go up. So we're still going to use a standard sleeve for this, but 55 point is really going to be the best option for your Chrome cards. So right here we're going to take our Topps Chrome card, we're going to put it right in here and slides right in. So it's fit nicely right in that 55 point. So I would recommend 55 point. You can fit 55 point Chrome cards in the 35 point, but you can damage cards if you get them in the wrong size. So if you try to squeeze it in there, putting it in, or even pulling it out, you can damage the card. So it's really important to get the right size. Alright, next up is kind of a size that doesn't get used too often, but there's actually more cards that you think that are in this size. So we have 75 point. Alright, some of the cards here that I have that would fit in a 75 point would be Spectra Basketball, Origins Baseball, Origins Football, and Obsidian Basketball. So most of these cards are just slightly thicker, and they're going to fit nicely in the 75 point. So let me grab one here. And that should go to make sure you get the edge in, and then boom, slides right in. Perfect fit. You can still use the standard size penny sleeve with using 75 point cards. But 75 point actually has more uses now than I think I realized even. So just keep in mind that 75 point is the size you're going to need for some of those cards. Moving on, now we start to get into some of the patch cards or the thicker stock cards. So 100 point is going to be our next size. I have some cards here. I have a thin patch card from National Treasures, and then we have Inception, Baseball, and Basketball. As you can tell, it's pretty bit thick there, and we can kind of fit that right into the 100 point. So let's get that right in. It's a little tight. You could use a 130 for this as well, but it does fit in nicely for the 100 point. So 100 point is going to be for kind of your thinner patch cards or just thicker stock cards in general. Alright, so now moving on to 130 point. This is really going to be your more standard size for patch cards. So most patch cards are going to be in 130 point. So I have Obsidian Football here, Select Soccer, kind of standard patches. That's going to go in your 130 point here. Okay, that one fits nicely right in there at 130. So now the next size that's pretty common is going to be your 180 point right here. These are going to be your thicker patch cards. So this card I have right here, it has a piece of the bat in it. So anything that has pieces of bat or you know, even a shoe or a ball, like 180 or above is most likely what that size is going to be. So you kind of want to just look at your cards and see. So let's grab a 180 point here, same thing. Do the edge first, and right in there. Something I wanted to mention as well, once you start getting to 130 and 180, that's really when you want to start using the thicker sleeves as well. So basically up to 100 point, you can use standard penny sleeves, and then 130 is when you need to start kind of using you know, the thicker sleeves. So just 130 and above, use the thicker sleeves. There are also some larger sizes. We have, you know, 260 point here. Those are not very common, you know, for very, very thick patches or booklets, you know, you fold them up, you can put them inside there as well. So those are all the kind of different sizes that you would have. Something the way that you can check if you have the right size for your card is you can take your top loader right here, take a fist, kind of angle it down, hold it on the sides, and you just kind of tap it. If the card slides out, you know, obviously kind of flies out of the top loader, you know it's too big. If it comes out nice and easy, then you know you have the right size. And it's important that you do that because that's kind of a safer way to get the card out, because a lot of the time if you kind of stick your hand in and try to grab the card and pull it out, you can damage the corners. So I hope this was helpful. We'll talk about some other things soon, but top loaders and sleeves. All right, next up we have magnetics, one-touches, card vaults for another way to protect your cards. It's a very popular way to display your cards, to protect them as well. Overall, I would say that the top loader is really the best way to protect your cards. The card tends to always move around just a little bit inside here, but it is a really nice way to display your cards and collect them. So they are very important. And just like the video before, they come in the same sizes. So we have the Vulcan card vault here, 35 point, that's gonna be your standard size. We have a 55 point Ultra Pro, one touch, or card vault, they kind of call them different names. Magnetics is a pretty common one. We don't have a 75, but we have 100 here as well, 130 and 180. So pretty much all of the standard sizes as you go up, they have it for the magnetics as well. And yeah, let's take a look on how to do it here. So the main thing with these is that the cards don't go in the penny sleeve before they go in here. So to open this up, you just kind of pull it across. It's a magnetic, so you take it out, and then you have your card here, not in a penny sleeve. And then you just want to make sure that you're being very careful with the card, and you lay it inside there nice. You make sure it's not you know, sitting on top, that it's in there. And then when you take the magnetic, just make sure you have the right side here, so the magnetic's on the inside. It's really made to be not in the penny sleeve, but what you can do is you can kind of lay the penny sleeve just on top of the card if you know you want to protect the surface. I wouldn't say it's completely necessary, but I see a lot of people do it. So as we go in, boom, and now you can display your card just like that.